Might help if I turn the TV off. Oh, I forgot my buds. Crap. Let me get my buds. Alright. Hey guys. I don't even know if my Bluetooth's on. It's like it flopped out and I just leave it. I hope these are gonna be able to be used. Alright, so waiting for Jackie Steele. So if you guys want some laughs, you're gonna get them. Give me a second. Bella's gonna stay good and put. Yeah, lay down, booby. Everybody knows I now call my dog. This hairstyle is awesome. This is my quarantine live hairstyle from now on. Not really sure what's going on here. And nobody can say shit because I guarantee you all of you have hair all over the place, so I don't want to hear it. I am thinking of chopping some off though. I'm getting really close. Yeah, well, you live with a hairdresser, Kat, so, I mean, you can't say anything. Because trust me, if I was in the UK, my ass would be having her cut my hair. I usually do this at 8. Today we did it at 7. I am waiting for her. Let me make sure she's not in here and I'm just not seeing it. Okay. I normally do these at 8, so hopefully no. And we originally, by accident, on the graphic, got the wrong date. And if it wasn't for Haley bringing that up, it would have stayed like that. Okay, she is here, so let me take my awesome hair and grab her real quick. Doot. What are you doing way over there? All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Is it working?
Have we done it?
We did it.
We did a thing today. Look at us.
Look. We did
That's
that.
one thing I've done today. Great.
I mean, yeah, I haven't really done much myself, so I can't, except for this awesome hairdo. Other than that.
I love it. If it works, if it ain't broke, you know what I mean?
I mean, I put my hat on and this wasn't sticking out, and then all of a sudden I moved it and a little piece plopped out, and now I'm just like, I don't care, I'm leaving it.
I feel like it's a look, so I co-sign it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go with it. It's like a little Rugrats bang. That's kind of what I look like. I look like a Rugrat.
Well, I mean, if you're feeling as playful as a Rugrat, you're doing fine. So.
I don't know if I go that far, but you know, we can pretend.
That's what we're doing now, just all day, just lying to ourselves, just pep talk after pep talk after pep talk.
Yeah, that's exactly pretty much what I do. I mean, that's pretty much what works. You might see me going in and out sometimes because my dog's driving me crazy. But, so how is it going?
It's going good. Is this like an invisible, I'm just so like translucent white that it's just, sometimes I just don't know. I'm gonna try this and say,
okay, there, it's a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. You don't look like a ghost so much anymore.
If I go outside for more than 30 seconds, I'll catch on fire. Like, I just have to be very careful. The lamps are dim here. I have to be very cautious.
Well, I'm very light skinned myself, not as much as you, but I am fair skinned for an Italian. I used to be darker skinned. So now when I go in the sun, I'm like a lobster if I'm out there for like a couple of hours, and I'm like, you know, red.
See, I would have said you look like, you know, Italians always have that beautiful sun-kissed, you know, my best friend is Italian, and we grew up across the street from each other. And, you know, her family, just gold olive toned and sun-kissed. Yeah. And we were always just burnt and applying aloe to ourselves. It's a very different scene.
Yeah. I mean, the fair type of skin I have is not it's like a different type of like fair skin. I can't explain it because that really makes no shit sense whatsoever. But
But I
but
get
I
it.
mean, but you get it. You get what I'm saying.
I do. Sorry. So to answer your question, it's fine. It's fine. I'm
Yeah,
here.
it seems.
I figured out the thing, and I'm healthy, and I had lunch today, and I went outside, and I exist. So that's good.
Antoinette's of course asking one of her signature questions lately is if we have lube, and I told her that I don't, still don't.
That can all be arranged. I got a guy. There's always someone to call.
But I did give it back to her, so all fair is in love and war.
Oh yeah, all fair on the IG Live. Everybody loves a good battle. So
just wait till you have yours tomorrow and see what happens on that.
Yeah.
But we're all children, so it's okay.
Exactly.
So, how's everything going with your Zoom shows and all that awesome stuff? She's like, no, yeah, well, you asked for it.
That's right. Yeah, good luck. And if I'm awake and functional tomorrow, Antoinette, you're in big trouble. No, but the shows are good. I'm doing 2 shows. I'm going to take these off because am I writing a thesis? What am I doing? So like, just ridiculous. I'm also my mother, and like, all I do is lose them every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, where are my glasses? I'm like, they're on my head, on my shirt. I can't. I really have turned that corner. The shows are good. I felt like I had a couple weeks where people were like, it was like chill, and I was just a zombie. I was watching Netflix all day, which is fantastic. And then the world was like, hey, you know how to do stuff, so let's do things. So it didn't last long, and then people were like, let's do this. And I started to do a show because I had seen a few, and I was just like, oh, well, let's do one that's really fun and looks really fun and feels engaging and yada yada. And so I started to do one, which is called OK Zoomer. That's every Friday, 6:30 West Coast, 9:30 East Coast. And so there's one coming up in a couple hours here, and it's fun. It's shenanigans.
I can say they are. I can attest that they're fun. I went to the one with Antoinette, and it was fun. I was laughing. It was good. It was a great show.
She's fantastic, and we had people are tuning in all over the world. Never mind just the country, all over the world. We've got a guy from Berlin that's checking in, and it's
nice.
Incredible. So yeah, I have friends in Barcelona. I'm like, what? Also, go to bed. Like, what are you all doing? But no one's sleeping, so it doesn't matter. So the OK Zoomer show is going great, and it's super fun. We've added since you were at the last one, we added a DJ. Just sounds like, how can we kick it up a notch? Like, I want to give it a vibe, So we have a DJ that starts the show.
Nice.
He spins throughout the show. And there's nothing worse than waiting. No one wants to wait in real life. If you're at a club or a bar, forget you're just staring at a screen. I mean, nobody has it to give right now. So I'm like, let's get a DJ in there. That way, before we start the show, people aren't just staring at their computer. They're getting
yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, no, I remember I was like, I'm in a waiting room, and I'm like, waiting room? But I was like, I never did a show on Zoom before. I've only used it for like meetings and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, there's a waiting room apparently. I guess you can wait in the room.
Yeah,
so,
the whole thing is like, the whole reason I wanted to do this show is because I thought, we can do one that doesn't feel like another conference call. It has to look like something. I don't care if it's a tablecloth. Just do something. Make it look like something and feel like,
right.
Everybody needs to feel something right now, and so the whole point of doing it is to like have the experience of it. So the waiting room thing, I was like, oh, that's got to go. And then so every week I'm trying to figure out, what can we do different, what can we add. And so the DJ's been really fun. People love it. We hang out after the show and just have some sips and some 2-steps, and people seem to dig it. So yeah.
Look, at a time like this, I think laughter and comedy is probably like a lifesaver, and it's great. I mean, like I said, I could say for the one that I had attended, and I'm sure I'll attend more, but I mean, the one I had attended, I was like, wow, this is really cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's something different, and it helps, like, the comedians, like get paid, and you do the donations for the charity. I said, it's awesome all around, and it's like something to do. And like I said, who can't, who doesn't want to laugh? We all need to laugh. So I try to do that as much as possible when I do these because that's kind of like, I think, what's probably keeping a lot of people like grounded.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, people are organized.
So I mean, it is
their
great.
Spaghetti, not just their pasta. Like stick by stick. People are like losing their chips. We've all been.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, people are. It's really getting nuts. Like the things that people are organizing. I went out. My best friend lives here, and she reorganized the toilet paper, not just the cabinet. She then found a new way to display the toilet paper. You know, I get it as pride at this point, but I was like, we are struggling. We need stuff to do. So it's been
Well, I mean, I'm ready to just shake my head at this point. But I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, people are like getting to a point. I think a lot of people at first, because they weren't expecting it to be so crazy, like they were just like chilling, like just relax. I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to just chill. And then when it started being like, we're going to be here forever, so we better start doing some shit, because like, you know, like we do lives. We had the live show anyway that we did, but we just did not do it every week. And I did like more, it was fun, but it was very more like interview, bullying topics, you know, everything that we encompass as an organization. So it was more, this is more weekly, and we're getting people and we're making you laugh, making you escape, talking about different things. It's different. We're doing something different just to help people and, you know, do our part during the crisis, and, you know, work with great people and just kind of let people like have fun, laugh. And so we're not doing the typical show that we normally do, and we don't normally do it every week. So, you know, it's good. I mean, like I said, everybody in the sister and the brother and the mother go live now. So it's like,
oh, I mean, we're zoomed out.
We all have shows.
Nothing is normal. Nothing is what it used to be. So like, not the normal show. You needed to say nothing is normal. Nothing is what it was. And I don't think it will be. I think we'll have, you know, I don't think it's, but it's just going to be a different everything, right? You're going to think about like even how we go to the gas station. That's just not, I'm at the gas station with gloves and a Lysol wipe on the thing and a mask and just throwing money in the thing. You know, it's not, none of it's going to be this. I don't anticipate going back to a gas station without doing that now. You know what I mean? Like it's just a different, and we probably should have been, you know, I don't know. So it's not the worst thing learning some of these things. The amount of people that didn't know how to wash their hands is alarming.
I say that all the time. Like, I always wash my hands like that, but okay.
That's a concern.
You know.
That's a concern.
You
know what I mean?
I guess maybe I worked in the medical field for years, so like, I don't know, but I mean, I still always knew how to wash my hands, but.
You know, like, I don't even want to know how people live their lives, but I'm like, from now on, I want to see chafed hands. I don't even want a moisturized hand near me. I want to know that you've scrubbed yourself within an inch of your life, or you just don't even touch me. Don't come near me. I don't care who you are. I'm not interested, because I've seen a lot during this time that's caused alarm.
Oh, please. I mean, my hands cracked, bleeding, dry as shit, lotioning up like crazy. But I was always like that. I wash my hands constantly because I don't like to feel like I live in New York City, first of all. So like sanitizer and washing our hands constantly is like a thing here.
Yeah.
I mean, most of us carry bottles of sanitizer in our bags, and, you know, not really. We never did the gloves, but I mean, they're doing things now finally like, oh, let's clean the subway after decades and decades and decades.
I know.
And it's like, well, kind of finding out that you were never doing that in the first place is gross.
But we also, if you've been on a subway, you know they're for sure not doing it, right? So, but also looking at like, oh, now you realize it's a problem. Now you're going to fix it. Oh, we'll take it, but it could have been done a long time ago.
Exactly. Or just like with like airplanes, people are like, didn't you always do this? And it's like,
nope.
I guess not, because
just recycled skin cell blankets, and you know the
air is recycled. We Clorox everything down after every flight. I'm like, shouldn't you be doing that anyway?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to being further from people on flights. I'm thrilled to the bone that they're reevaluating that whole system, and they're looking now at like turning the seats around. Have you seen like the new, like there's like diagrams and stuff of it, like, so they're gonna turn the seats around. Yeah, so you're not gonna be like 3 in a row. It'll be 2 facing this way and 1 in the middle facing the other, which is fine, except for when you realize the proximity, you're gonna be just eyeballing. You're going to be too close.
Hey!
Yeah, way too. I'm like,
I love
to
to see
I have a hard problem not like, addressing the idiots on the plane as it is. So I'm like, if we're eye to eye, there's no escaping that. It's happening.
That's weird. I feel like, but
It's
you
a
know
weird
what?
song.
But you know what I want to say that I want to say that I recall when I was a kid is that I think the airplane seats used to be like that. When I was a kid and used to be able to like smoke on planes, I swore that like I remember when somebody had passed away and we had to take a flight somewhere, I remember people being in a seat facing this way and people across almost like a train.
Yeah.
How the train
I don't remember
is.
that, but we were very poor. They threw me in a suitcase and hoped I made it to the back.
You just hung on to the wing and just was like in the window.
Yeah. I was not allowed in any of those classes. But yeah, I think it's going to be a strange, but interesting thing. But I'm also looking forward to taking a flight. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready to get out, and I'm just waiting for that like permission to do it. So
I am too, but I'm nervous. I mean, I'm immunocompromised, so I have to probably be a little bit more careful than somebody else like wanting to jump on a plane. But I mean, I would still wear a mask, but they used to clean thoroughly between flights back in the day. Yeah, see, I mean, like, they used to do things, and then, like, they got lax, they think, and lazy with a lot of things, and then people stopped, and it's like, now we're here, and everybody's, like, massively cleaning everything, and it's like, okay, but, like, you should have just continued massively cleaning everything, and,
But also, people used to dress. You used to dress for travel. People dressed back in the day. There's a lot of things going on back in the day. Not all great. Some are happy to left behind. But there were some things that we've lost that people just used to do. People used to dress for. Now people are going out in pajama pants. Why should they clean? If you look like yesterday's regrets, why should they clean for you? Everyone has to step up a little bit.
It's like pajama pants and t-shirts. Yeah. I can't say nothing. I mean, I wear sweats a lot of the times on planes, so I can't say nothing.
If it's a look, but if it's an Elmo pajama pant, I don't have.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's too far. I wear like fancy sweatpants. I'm not talking about like, Elmo like flannels. I wear like Fila or
you've got it together. But I mean, I remember being at restaurants but I remember being at restaurants and people coming in to pick up to-go order and their pajama. I'm like, we can see you, like you're in public. That's way too comfortable. Why you're not ordering it for delivery your home? You're out in the world and we all see your like bizarre pajama choices. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, Hammer Time Band. Oh, those were so popular back in the day. Those were a thing when I was younger. It was like, Hammer Time. I never got the dance. I wore the pants. I never got the dance. I know how to dance, so it's like I always had the dance. But like the pants were comfortable. I mean, honestly, they're still in style because think about it this way. And I own like lots of pairs of them, and they're comfortable. They're called, what the hell are they called now? They're like
drop crotch,
they're like the drop crotch look, and I forgot what the hell type of pants they're called, but they're very popular now, and now all of a sudden I can't think of what the hell they're called, and I own several pair. I'm not
but those came back. There's a big resurgence of those pants.
I love those pants. I wear them all the time. They're like, I can't think of the name anymore. Like all of a sudden, I own several harem pants. Yeah, I
was gonna say I think they had some type of a. They had like 10 different iterations of names. So there's been all these different, whatever. I'm like, they're just the saggy crotch pants. Just call them what they are, and let everybody,
That's exactly what it is. They're technically Hammer Time pants, Antoinette, and they look good, and I like them, and they're badass.
You said, please don't justify him.
Now, when I come to LA and I see you, I'm going to wear them.
Please do. Has there been anything really like shocking you've discovered about people you know or yourself during this time? Has there been any like weird like,
I'm trying to think because I'm sure there has been. So I think I think we've seen a little bit more of like real personalities.
Yeah.
Yes, Kat, I'm wearing those pants, and I'm gonna take a picture, and I'm gonna wear them everywhere. I'm gonna make Antoinette take a picture of me, and I'm gonna have the pants like front and center in that picture.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like there's a little bit more like personalities coming out that maybe you didn't quite see when everybody was sane.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like you're seeing a little bit more of that, like real, like the real little bit more authentic versions of people. And
Yes.
that is great in most of my instances. There's been a couple where I'm like, ooh. And
Oh,
then
that's
I'm
what
just
we're
like,
working with? Yeah.
it's one of those like, I
Nice
don't
to know.
know.
Nice to know.
You know, but you know, you always have those moments. I mean, it's life. I mean, they say sometimes these are time for reflection, and you know, you're gonna see who's still there at the end of the, you know, like, you know, something. I will also say though, it's more good than bad. Like I have made deeper connections with
Yeah.
people that I really wasn't that deep with, and then like getting to know people more that I like a relationship with or friendship with, and it's gotten deeper. Even business connections that have turned into friendships, and like friendships that have gone into deeper, you know, gotten closer. And so I will say there was that. I mean, I would probably say there's more of that,
Yeah. I
um,
agree.
you know, than anything, which is
People want
awesome
to
because
connect. They're open. They want to
yeah,
connect. I've had
yeah,
so many people that are message me, and I get this a lot, and I always have, just because I'm so outspoken about everything really, but so many things. And so people will reach out and either ask for advice about community things that are in the LGBTQ plus space, things that are, you know, just in like the activism space or community work or whatever it is, right? Or comedy. Like, although comics, it's a real different ball of wax there. Just a lot of personality, and I've learned a lot about a lot of people during this time. People have always like DM'd me for like either advice or this, that, or whatever, and I'm always happy to, if I can help, I'll help. So, but I've had a lot of people reaching out, like, because I'm making all these videos, I'm posting all this stuff, and it's really because I'm like, I have the time. I am in front of a computer. And even though I'm working and I'm grateful to still be working, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm working. The same time that I would go get a cup of coffee, I record a video. It's nothing to do. You know what I mean? It's like everything's my room. It's like a production. I'm in my room right now. It's like I've got lights. I've got a whole thing. I got a backdrop. I got photo lights because this is where we are. And so I've been making all these videos, and people are DMing me, and they're like, oh, you don't, you know, I was depressed. I was upset. I had a rough week. I just needed a laugh. I just needed some positive attitude, whatever it is. Sometimes mine are super upbeat and sometimes they're me. But, you know, people will reach out and be, hi, baby, I see the coach. People reach out and they say, you know, I needed that. So it ain't about the likes, it's about the connectivity, I always say, but people are really looking to connect right now. So even
yeah.
this stuff, it gives people something to watch,
Oh
something to
yeah.
connect to. Yeah.
It absolutely does, and that's why we do it. And I mean, honestly, I get probably after every live, I've been doing them since March, pretty much every week. I think I skipped 1 week when I just like kind of ran into a wall, probably figuratively and literally. But you know, I kind of just hit a wall, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna skip a week. But
Yeah.
and I just wasn't feeling well and up to it. And I kind of feel like if you're going to have that presence and they're going to kind of feed off of that, you kind of need to like take a little break because,
Yeah.
you know, like the show must go on type mentality is how I am too. But if I'm just like really like down and out, I'm like, that's not really going to be, I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, and I can really turn that switch on real quick because these lives, I mean, I think they even like when we do them and we do shows or whatever we're doing, I
Yeah.
think we even get something from them. You know I do. And it's like, it's great for human connection. It's great to connect. You know, we need that. And we can't really get that much. And, you know, being home, the one saving grace, there's sometimes we complain, oh, we're on social media too much, but it's kind of been the one saving grace during this
Right.
period.
Right.
So,
And also, like,
you know.
if people, I'm like, here's the thing, take a break. If you need a break, take a break. It's okay. And I know the thing is people want to distract themselves or like, you know, feel something, have a connection. But sometimes you just don't have it to give. And sometimes you need to unplug. Sometimes you need to just lay there and cry. And that's exactly what you should, that's what you need to do. That's what you should do. You know, as long as you don't live in it, you know, and as long as, but you need to let things out. You need to express yourself to whatever, make a weird video, just curl up with your pooch, whatever it is. Don't pressure yourself. Because the other thing I'm finding, especially because I work with so many different types of artists and activists and this and that, is everyone's trying to figure out what life even is, and that's everyone. That's all of us.
That's everything.
And then the activists and the entertainers, they're like, well, what Now what? Because we don't even know, like, nothing that was. I talked to a friend yesterday. I did the vagina monologues in West Hollywood, and we did like a cast catch up yesterday. And one of the folks on there is an activist, and she does a ton of work. And she was like, "Oh, I was working on getting this bill passed and working on funding for this, and the funding's gone. If it's not COVID related, you can forget it."
Oh yeah.
But also, the work still needs to be done. Like, her. A lot of the work she's doing, is helping to get people clean, get, Narcan work, things like that. And so the work's very much needed, especially now. So how do you navigate that? So I was trying to figure out, like, how do I keep doing things? How do I do the work that needs to be done in this whatever space this even is? But also, like, you don't have to solve it in a day. None of it's been solved in a day. Take your time and don't pressure yourself, because that's the worst. We just pressure ourselves and it's us, right? It's not like we can say it's like, oh, society, and there's some truth. But
oh yeah. But ultimately we have the personalities to really determine yes or no. I mean, and I will not deny or lie that I've always been a perfectionist, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do 100 things, or I could do this and I got it. And blah, and then it's like at the end of the day, I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, and my friends are like, okay, like it's like with Bullies Keep Out. At some point when I was doing everything myself, I'm like, okay, and people were like, you need help. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I need a team now. I need to start building like a little volunteer team, because I was at a point where I was just like, well,
you can't do it all.
I was at a point where I was just like, I was just like, I had my regular career and my, working full time. And then I was doing so many things on the side, which I always will do because that's just who I am. But it just got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I need help with this. And then I'm teaching myself this, but I really don't do this. And then that's sort of thing. I was just like, okay. So I just started like looking for people that really wanted to volunteer and help. And not like it's something that, you do on the side and part-time and you volunteer for. So it's like when I started, I have a great team of people that, it's great. They're wonderful. And I have like almost everybody for something. And even though I still do a lot myself, but it's like, you need to realize when you actually need to ask for help, and you need to like get people to help you and do stuff. Cause it's like, you're just at a point where it's like, okay, we pile too much on ourselves, and then we're like overworked, and then we'd have no life, because when we want to go do something, you're tired and you choose to rest and do nothing,
Right. And there's nothing left in the tank. You deplete yourself. If it's empty, there's nothing left and there's wonderful quotes by far better spoken and educated folks than myself to say that. I've said it many, many times over, but it's like, basically just give yourself a break. And if you need to take the time, especially now, because there's just all these waves of like, what am I doing? Am I doing anything? What am I going to do? What am I going to be? How should I feel? You don't have to, you just feel whatever that thing is in that moment. And it's also okay, like hour to hour. It's fine. It's fine if you're like swimming low and then coming back up for air. It's fine, because we're managing so much right now. There's so many waves of this stuff. The other day, like 2 days ago, I'm here in Los Angeles, and 2 days, I don't know what day it is, whatever days ago it was, the word came out. I was up. I was in it. I had the essential oils were burning. I had already saged the whole house. I had a to-do list for I was checking stuff off. I was emailing.
You're like, yeah.
I was in the zone, and I felt like, okay, I'm back. Because I think in like March, I made a post, and it was like, it was an image from the show Coven, American Horror Story Coven. It was the witches, but it was basically like she lights a, tosses her cigarette and lights everything on fire. And that was me. I was like, okay, I'm ready for this year. Here I am. Let's burn it down. And literally in a very short period of time, the whole world was like, no, nope, you're not. Glad you're ready. Nothing's happening. So
yeah, exactly.
You have to just adjust. And so I finally felt the other day like, all right, I'm back in the zone. I'm feeling it. I took a vitamin, had a nap, whatever. And I was there, and then the news came out that we're going to still be safe-at-home orders through July. Yeah. So we won't see any change at least until August. Small phases, and that's all fine and well. I don't have whatever is what it is, and everyone's they're trying. So I don't have an issue with that necessarily, but I was just like, July. And I just melted. I was done. I was like, well, now I'm done again.
Yeah, I know. I saw a lot of people's posts and they were like, okay, I know it's needed. And some people don't agree with it and some people do.
Sure.
You can always have that. I mean, here in New York, we have that. I mean, I think they said that somebody said they extended it till June. I mean, my thing that I saw last got a text said that we're at the shelter in place orders until the 28th of May. And whether they postpone them, which most likely they will because they just keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like, I think it's more like California. It's not really, it's a shelter in place, but it's more as, we're not saying you can't go out and go to stores or go shopping or go to they're opening beaches and parks and stuff still. They're just doing it like slowly, and they're doing it where you have to social distance and you can't do this and that. But we're still slowly opening. So it's like people are like, it's like you're not in jail. It's like they're not telling you not to leave your house. They're just telling you, you're technically under a stay-at-home order, so most things are not going to, like hair salons, don't look for them to be open. Nail salons, don't look for them to be open. Like,
but also, by the way, the beaches, they had to close the beaches here. The beaches were open. The parks were open. We're very outdoorsy. A lot of New Yorkers are the same way. I'm from Connecticut originally. Like, we love to get out. We love, there's obviously endless things to do and also beautiful places in New York to go and just get out and breathe, despite, being in the metropolis that it is. Like, there's tons of places and ways to spend your time where you could just connect with nature and kind of get out and enjoy yourself. And obviously here in Los Angeles and California, it's the same. And, in a couple hours, you could be from the ocean to the mountains, etc.
Yeah, I kind of envy all my West Coaster people because I'm like, in New York and the city areas, you really can't just walk out the door and do that. It's not, it's like you walk out the door and you're like,
places.
There's places.
For work. I'm in the parks. I mean, I find myself.
Yeah, no, the parks are great. You have to probably go to like the non-popular parks, in my opinion, because if you go to Central Park, like, and you see the pictures, it's massively packed. Half of them are not wearing masks. Half of them are. So it's like, how dangerous? How safe is this to be here? So it's like, for me, it's like, I'm not going to Central Park. But I mean, maybe a smaller park in a not so popular, area.
That's why they shut them, because they left them open. They said, look, you can hike, you can bike, you can run, you can walk, you can do all the things you need to do, Los Angeles, they said to us, and Orange County and yada, yada, yada. To which we said, okay, but we're still going to do this. So the fact is, they tried to keep it open so everyone could still have their life. And in my neighborhood, people are out and they're walking their strollers, they're walking, with their kids, they're walking with their dogs, they're out and all this, but they're safe. They have masks on, they do those things. But because nobody listened, then they have to shut everything. But the reaction from people is, well, they're just shutting everything and telling us what to do. No, they're not. You couldn't help yourself. So they have to, in the interest of everyone else.
Right.
You couldn't go to the beach and not be on top of each other. What is so hard about that? We'll never understand. And also, most of these people that need to get their hair and their nails done, you didn't have anywhere to go before this. What do you want to rush for? Where are you going? Where are you going?
I mean, that's so true. It's really true. I mean, look, I want to get my brows done. I'm not going to lie. I've been doing them myself, taming them. And then my hair, I just want to chop. I don't let this go this long. And I'm like, I'm just going to. I mean, I might at some point, because they can fix it, just like chop some off. I mean, whatever. Yeah. How bad can it be? It's just straight cut.
It's all
I mean, my friend's like, oh, don't do it. I'm like, but how bad is it going to be, really? I mean, it's just going to be a straight. I mean, it can't. And whenever I go to the salon, they'll fix it. It's not that big of a deal. So, but I'm not crying about it. It's annoying, right. Yes. I mean, we like to get our hair done and have it the way we want. You can dye your hair at home if you need to. So that I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
The nails, I don't care. I mean, like, I could file my nails and do some stuff with my nails. I don't care about that. The most thing that I really kind of cared about was my eyebrows and my hair. But if I'm not going anywhere, I mean, it can wait, because it's not worth my life for getting COVID. So I'm not like, oh my God, as much as you wanted, I'd rather go do it safely. But it's like, if people just follow the freaking guidelines.
Most of these people lived in, that I see in these places, it's a small place. There wasn't nowhere to go before this, if that's that exciting. And now you can't go anywhere. You can't go. So what is it so bad? I mean, I'm a performer, and I get it. I get my hair done. My hair is so short and so, specific. And it's like, well, I'm not going to put my stylist in danger. So I'm doing it myself.
Your hair looks fine. I dig it. Your hair looks great.
Thanks.
I'm not going to lie. I think it looks
when
good.
that box
a hell of a lot better
than
mine.
when that box dye came in the mail, it was a party in here. I was so happy.
She's like, we've never been so happy to get hair dyes, though. When I got mine, I was happy too, with the exception of I got the wrong. I was like, I'm gonna get a wild hair. I'm gonna do smoky gray, and then I'm like, okay, I got it for blonde hair. I don't know what the hell I bought, but I was like, well, it could sit in the cabinet because. And then I got some other stuff for like, the little bit of grays that you find peeking through because people like never believe that I'm going to be 41 years old. So I'm like, yes, I can get the little gray hairs. Yeah. So I'm taking the little touch ups and like, I still haven't done that because I'm like, who am I seeing? Where am I going? I don't really care to do it. Yeah. I don't have to rush to do it right this second. But I will probably end up trimming some and doing that and might get a wild hair to buy some fun hair dye and do it. But yes, we all want to like go do these things, but if we can't go anywhere, it really doesn't matter.
Honestly, there's nowhere, and not only that, well, first of all, my hair is natural. This is all natural, so I don't dye it. This
okay.
This is, I'm my father's daughter, but also I've been stressed out since, I was 6 years old. So I just had a bad, like, what's going on? And every now and again, someone's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Everything's, what's the problem? I'm like, well,
I'm not intense at all.
This is how you're walking. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize I'm so upset.
That's exactly how I am.
So I would have been right one way or the other. If it wasn't hereditary, life would have done this anyway. But so I only dyed the top, so it is what it is. But at the end of it, and I had to just embrace, it was just too much. I was like, well, you better.
Well, you cracked me up when you said you had an Ursula look going because I said the same shit when I was, and I actually did a TikTok Ursula video with her voice and stuff because it was funny. Yeah. So I went and my hair was literally like this one day and it was just like all over the place. I'm like, this looks like Ursula. And I had it in a ponytail thing and then like the front was all Ursula looking. So I'm like, I'm going to be Ursula. And so like I went and I did like the voiceover like from the cartoon and I did it and like everybody was loving it. They're like, this is fucking great. And I'm like, right? I totally look like Ursula. And then I did like the facial expressions.
And it did this like, you can't see because of the black, but it's pretty tall. So like it did this big wavy like thing. And I was like, I don't have it to give, don't care. I don't care. I don't want to care. This is where we're at. And also it's got this weird like Ursula thing. I wanted to start talking into a like conch and stealing souls. And that's fine. That's what the day
and bursting into song.
I was a good person until then. I'm like, well, this is who I am now. So that's
poor unfortunate soul.
Right.
You can just start singing, in the middle of a show or something, and just with your song.
But also, aren't they poor unfortunate? So, aren't we all at this point? It's just all unfortunate. It's an unfortunate, tragic dumpster fire, the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it is a dumpster fire because it's like, then you read about murder hornets and then it's like, oh, and then we're not going to have sun for like, it's like, we're going to have a famine and I'm just like, you know what, 2020, can we just skip the entire year at this point? Like, I just want to forget that 2020 happened.
By the way, the locusts are coming and the frogs are falling. You're like, what actually, who did what now? I'm starting to think maybe someone's right. Who did what to cause this? This is insane.
Blood in the waters. Like the Red Sea's gonna part. I was like,
yeah. Oh, it's real tragic. And I've been like, my online shopping has been so bizarre and unnecessary, and I can own that. I'm not a hoarder. Before anyone starts adding me, you can skip it because I just don't care. But I've been buying like ponchos and I've been buying like glitter mascara. Like in the hopes that I'll leave the house one day. You know what I mean? I'm like, maybe one day I'll need like a little sequins because I'm going to have a life again. It's going to happen. And I'll get this poncho. Oh, and I know in case I go back to Nashville, I'll get this cool poncho. I'm like on an island in my own mind, traveling somewhere, ordering SPF. I'm not going anywhere. Nothing's happening. Except now I have all these ponchos and all these extra glitter mascara. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
I have all these ponchos and glitter. Well, I mean, at least makeup you can use.
Yesterday I did it myself like a drag queen. I was like, I don't care. Guess what? Today I'm a 7-year-old playing with the makeup, and this is what's happening, and it is what it is. You don't like my deal with it.
Hey, you know what? You got to sometimes have fun and be goofy. Like I said, I mean, I put on my hat and it was like great. And then a little thing came out and now it's like this blop of shit. It looks like a rugrat, like, a little ball of rugrat hair. But, You know, I can't really say that I did any crazy purchases. I mean, I bought like some stuff. I did I have a t-shirt charity campaign going on. You know, a few days closing. It's going to close for the frontline workers, and so I mean,
Nice.
obviously, you know, I contributed to that, to my own thing that we did. And then I've bought like some shirts and like some like different variety of masks. Like I have like a variety of masks. Like no joke. I have my Italian hardcore Italians face thing. Then I have a gray one coming. Then I have one with minions on it. Then I have one that's coming from, you know, a boutique, you know, Keep It Regal boutique. So then I have I have like 10 different styles of masks.
The mask fashions, by the way.
At this point, we better wear them forever because I have like so many different ones to show off.
Somebody was giving me a Golden Girls mask, and I'm like, I'm here for that. But like,
I love that.
I know designers that are now like, here's my new Etsy shop, and it's, you know, everyone's got a bedazzler. First of all, if I see one more friend of mine that's suddenly a motivational speaker, I'm gonna snap. Like, you're not motivational, nor are you particularly a good speaker. There's nothing about you that lends itself to this advice column lifestyle you've developed. No one's listening. Somebody was like, oh, I have things I need to set. No, I appreciate that. But no, I don't know why, you know, you've been in debt ever since I've known you. You've never had a stable relationship. Your car doesn't work. You can't keep a job. Quite frankly, I think you need to talk less and listen more. But you're rolling out advice now on Instagram. No.
Well, somebody made a comment, and I laughed too because I made one day, and I was like, we're all coming out of this bakers, cooks, talk show hosts, comedians.
By the way, the dishes, the cooking, I'm like, that looks, I mean, it's the plate's chipped. I hate to say it, but like, you know, it's you're murdering a Brussels sprout. These are things that are not hard, okay? They're not
murdering a Brussels sprout.
Like, what have you done? What have you, that poor Brussels sprout, within an inch of its life, there's no moisture. There's not a nutrient left to be had in these meals. I'm like, you're murdering things. It's awful. And yet, here's what I did today.
Because they're like, woo, I drink.
Anyway, I wish I could say, if it was a drunken plate, I would respect it. But these are sober, horrid dishes.
Oh, well, okay. Then maybe they need cooking lessons while they're in quarantine.
Well, they're not all Italian, first of all. So let's just start with the fact that if you didn't know how to cook before, just because you have time on your hands and you're able to get flour online, you're not a baker, it's not necessarily how that works. You know what I mean? I applaud you trying. But I don't know that we need a presentation every 3 hours.
I'm cooking popcorn now. Well, I mean, I can cook, and I post, like, you know, my food porn, sometimes I call it, or if my roommate cooks. But
yeah,
I'm not a baker, and I'm not going to pretend to be one, nor am I going to put it on video. I tried to cook Irish soda bread one time, bakes Irish soda bread. It came out like a damn brick. It was like
Irish
a brick.
It's pretty close to a brick anyway. I'm Irish, so I got that. You know,
it really, I mean, I might have not been far off to what it was supposed to be, but I'm just saying, like, I was like, this doesn't taste. But I was proud of myself when I made those, you know, those really good lobster, the biscuits that everybody loves from Red Lobster.
Yeah.
I made those one time, and they did not come out that bad, and I was very proud of myself.
Look,
but this was before a pandemic. This was before a pandemic. I just want to say.
You already put in the work. Now you can create something and share. I'm just saying put in the work. But also, like, we're all stuffing our faces all day, and we're all aware of it. So we get it. We know, without you posting it, we know you're cooking every hour. We get it. You're starving and completely full. You're, you know, no one's sleeping. I understand it. But at the same time, not everything needs to, you know, this is one big Pinterest fail. We're just watching on a loop people's Pinterest fails, and somehow you're putting up like murder Brussels sprout, like just something that looks dehydrated and ill.
I cooked.
No.
Yeah, no, if something doesn't look good, I'm definitely not posting it. I mean, you know, when it's myself, I don't care, because I'll, like, post myself looking, like, you know, crazy, because, I mean, I just want to make people laugh, so I don't really care. But, like, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not getting and videotaping myself, like, you know, cooking something that I just, you know, that burns or turns up in fire. And, You know, it's funny. I've seen like a lot of them, like failed cooking videos, and I'm just like hysterical because
Those are
they'll
great.
be like commentary of what the hell is that, and who cooks like it? Who puts that in that? And oh my gosh, it's like hilarious. It's like watching Oh My Kaylin from Ellen when he's doing the food videos,
Yes,
and he's like
yes.
looking at it and he's like, "What is that? Oh my Jesus!" And he's like, and it's like that's exactly how I feel when I'm watching some of these things because I'm like hysterical.
Well,
But
not
I
only
mean,
that,
you
I'm not
know,
cash apping you for making yourself lunch. Like, you made a grilled cheese. I'm supposed to cash app you? I'm supposed to Venmo you? What have you done?
wait, they have
I
Venmos
mean,
for
what, you're making
this?
a bowl of cereal for yourself. I'm not tipping you. I'm
Oh
not
no,
tipping you.
I'm not tipping. They have Venmo. I didn't know they were doing that. I did not know they were doing that.
Yeah,
That's a whole new
yeah.
phase of no. Like I'm not
I've seen
Venmoing.
people doing the craziest stuff. I saw a guy, I know a guy who's he went Facebook Live, but like it was a butt dial. So I don't know how you do it because you have to click multiple things to go live, right? Like
Yes, you do.
even this is a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's kind of
I don't
hard
know.
to face butt dial, I guess. Facebook
He
live butt dial.
somehow it said so and so's going live. I was like, all right, I'll check it out, see what he's doing, whatever. So I go on to watch it, and I'm like, what am I? Maybe it didn't start. I don't. It's just like a gray, filmy thing. And I was like, oh, I guess he's just waiting to remove that screen or curtain or what is that? And so then I start hearing noises like wishy-washy noises, and then like sounds, and I was like, I'm in his pocket. This is a pocket. We're in his pocket.
I've done that, but not live. I've dialed people, but
I was like, I mean, I don't want
I'm
to
in
be
his I'm in his pocket.
And what am I
I'm in his
watching it for
pocket.
3 minutes? For 3 minutes, I watched it. Just to
You were
see.
entertained for that 3 minutes. You can't deny that you were entertained for those 3 minutes. But you know what's funny is I butt FaceTime somebody once, and okay, everybody laughs
I'm
at me
ready
when I
to
tell them this
explain that.
story. I am gonna explain it because like somebody when I told somebody that they were like, "How the hell did you even do that? And what were you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay, so
Right.
I was walking to a bodega,
Yeah.
and I think I was at work one day a while back, and at one of the companies I worked for, and I was walking to the bodega, and I was walking with a coworker, and I didn't have any pockets, so I didn't know where to stick my phone. So you know how sometimes you just stick your phone like in the back of your pants, like, and I stuck it like in my pants, like it was flesh against my skin in the back, and all of a sudden we hear like Spanish, and she's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "My ass is speaking Spanish,"
Oh God.
and it wasn't even a person that I ever speak to. I don't even know why they were in my phone. I
Oh no. Oh
FaceTimed one of
no.
my friends, and their message must have been Spanish. And I butt FaceTime them. I'm like, thank God they did not pick up because all you would have saw was like my ass cheek, like flesh up against my ass cheek.
Oh my
Because
God.
I had the phone like in just the bag just plopped
Oh
there.
my God. So
And
good.
like, but it was so funny how we're just walking and all of a sudden we just start hearing like voices in Spanish, and she's like, "There's voices coming from your ass."
And also your ass is speaking Spanish, which is a whole
Yeah.
nother on the way to the
I
bodega, by
am
the
not
way.
fluent, but my ass
No.
is apparently fluent. But, my ass is apparently fluent in Spanish.
I've not
But
done any embarrassing butt dials, but my phone case is like it's the biggest phone case in the world, so it's like impossible to. I can't put it anywhere,
do you
right?
even see your phone in that?
Yeah, I see the phone. I'll tell you what, I don't ever not see my phone. I'm never like, where's my phone? Because it's right there. It's there. It is present. And so of course now it's here because I'm talking to you, so it's just a floppy case. But it's everywhere. So I can't stop. I don't carry purses. I can't stand carrying a purse. I salute women who do.
Yeah, I used to.
Anyone who
I can't
carries
stand it now.
I'm bringing back the fanny pack and I'm fine with it. I have a USA one with a beer koozie. Like, I should actually do one of my videos in that because it's such a fun. I wear it out and people are like, wow, that. I'm like, well, America, don't talk to me. So,
You can wear
but
your
yeah.
beer hat with a straw to.
So I like the most I carry is my phone, but I don't like purses or anything like that. And I can't fit it in one. So there's nothing else I can do. But it has a little string that I can hang. I can actually hang the phone. It's so big. I can hang the phone on myself. And sometimes
Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I have to say I've never seen that, and I don't think I've ever seen a phone case that big unless it was like an iPad case.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's funny. It's a cute case, but it's like it really is gigantic. But yeah, you really can't stick that. I mean, you can have a big pair of lips on your ass if you want to stick it like just like kind of hanging out
I
of your
mean, commit to it. If you're gonna do it, commit to it. That's all. You know what I mean? If you're gonna say kiss my ass, you can really show that you mean it. That's all.
But yeah, I've never heard of going live. But I mean, look, I'm trying to think. I mean, I've accidentally gone into lives, like, you know, like it comes down and you're trying to click something else and you click, and then you get stuck in like live hell because then you're trying to get out of all these lives and then you're in the other person's live and then you're in the next live and I'm like,
I'm like, I never wanted to be here in the first place. I don't. That thing comes up. There's no warning. It just scrolls up. I'm looking at a comment. Next thing I know, I've requested. I'm like, I don't even know these people. And that's gonna be like, I'm just watching a thing. I don't know. I just wanted to see who wrote that thing about the thing or what's that hashtag. And suddenly I'm like all up in someone's space and they're like, who are you?
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. I've accidentally sent, I don't think I've accidentally ever sent a join request. But I'm highly tech savvy, but you know, sometimes we're just like goofballs and not paying attention to goofing around, so we just hit shit by accident. But I've done some like funny shit, like while I was on there and like gone into rooms and I'm just like stuck all over the place. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like I'm hitting buttons. But I can't say that I've ever accidentally dialed texting the wrong person. I've done all that, but going live is kind of like a whole thing to kind of do that with your butt. I'm just saying to do it with your booty is a little difficult.
Well, it's you know, it's a skill. You know, we're learning all these new skills that we have that we did not know that we had. That would probably be one of them.
What did you learn in quarantine? I learned how to go live with my ass.
I was like, dude, you gotta sort it out. Like, I messaged him. I was like, I don't know what I just watched, but it could have been real scurry. Real scurry. It was bad enough, but that could have been. The fact that you didn't know it, you'd lock that phone. Lock it down.
Seriously, that's true though, because I one time was in my pocket. Yeah, I mean, I've had people in my pocket by accident. And I put them there on purpose. Like, I'll be like, hold on. Like, if I didn't have my AirPods, I'd be like, hold on, I'm putting you in my pocket.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you forget they're in your pocket and you're having this whole conversation about God knows what, or, you know, and then, you know, my friend one time's like, what if you start talking about something? I'm like, well, I don't do that. I'd rather just do it to their face. So I don't do that, but, you know, but it's just still, if like you don't want that person to know something that you happen to be discussing, it's like, they don't know. Yep. But I've done that because I've like all of a sudden looked at my phone and there's a recording, and I was at the beach one time in Santa Monica with my friends when I went to LA, and I'm like, why do I have a video of my phone in my pocket?
Oh, no,
it was literally a video of my phone in my pocket and hearing us talk.
The audio recording has gotten me a bunch of times because in the text there's the audio record, and I somehow have many times, and I'm like, I've caught it before it's sent because I don't know what it was because I did not record it intentionally. So who knows what I'm talking about. I mean, it could be anything and it could be to anyone. So I've definitely caught myself on that, but I've been able to save them. But the audio recording feature scares the crap out of me. And that's one that I'm like terrified of sending. And it's not even just stuff like, even if it's just boring stuff, you don't want to share it. And I'm like, oh, just such an awkward thing. Then you have to explain it to someone. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like, you know, and then we're also too connected. We're on FaceTime. We're on every chat forum there is. Now there's a new thing on Facebook. Have you seen the create group video? There's like some new group video. Oh, you'll see it. You will see it. It's on Facebook. There's some new, I don't know if anyone that's watching saw it, but there's some new like feature that you can, it says create video group. And you can make a video group and record something. Like, I'm not even going to look up what it is. I don't need another video chat.
No, I'm good with what I have. I mean, there's too much. I mean, no. I mean, I love new features, but like I think they're trying to just give people ways to connect, but it's like, okay, but we have a lot now. I think we're good. Yeah. Like, I mean, Zoom, FaceTime. I mean, I think, you know, Instagram, I think we're good. Because you can even connect in FaceTime DM. I mean, you can connect everywhere. Like I mean, do phone call. But, you know, there's one funny thing that I will say that happened. I didn't do the butt dialing or the accidental dialing, but my ex, a while back, and they happened to be talking about me, which was hilarious.
Oh boy.
I got my phone rang, and it was them. So I'm like, okay. So I pick it up because we remained friends after I got divorced, and I pick it up, and I'm like, hello? Nobody's saying anything, but I hear voices, and they are talking to another ex, and I'm just like listening to this whole conversation, dying because
Wait,
my
two
name
of
came.
your exes are having a conversation
No,
about
my
you.
ex with another ex. So
Okay,
they were having a conversation about me because I don't think they were fully like done. And that person my ex still talked to me because we remained good friends.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm in. So not only did I get called by accident, but the conversation was about me, and it wasn't bad. But it was like, because I have a degree in psychology, so it's like she's my psychologist, she's my therapist, and will you still talk to your ex? Why? And like this whole conversation, and I'm just like, is this a joke? Like
how long did you listen? Honestly, how long did you listen?
I honestly,
I would have never hung up.
I kept screaming, and then I kept texting at the same time going, I can hear everything you're saying. Like, I hear every word. I hear you talking about. And they finally answered, and it was just, they were like hysterical. And I'm just like, apparently they do have a problem with you talking to me. And, it was just, I stayed pretty much kind of, I think, the whole time. And then I was like, then when it got to like, whatever, I was just like, okay, I'm not going to stay here forever. But I listened for a while just to see how far it was going to go. And if anything crazy was going to come out that I could like be like, what did you just say? But there was nothing really bad. It was just like a conversation of you still talk to your ex and all that other crap. But
I mean, listen, if I could get my little ears on any of those, I would never hang up. I wouldn't even let them know. I wouldn't even take the time or the courtesy. That was very nice of you to do. I would be like, well, we're going to ride this train till the wheels come off, and I'm not telling anyone.
They didn't know until they were done with the conversation. Like, they didn't see the text.
Perfect.
But I was just like, just so you know, you called me, and I heard the whole thing. And it was like, and I'm like, you're an ass. I'm like,
oh, my God.
I was like, also, not only were you having a conversation with me, but you accidentally butt-dialed me. I mean, what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, I honestly feel like people are just so over number one, every email that was ever sent before is for some reason a Zoom call now. It was an email. Why are we doing that? Like, this is a simple email communication, and yet it's a Zoom call and it's a Zoom conference. I know you're bored and lonely. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see you.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And I get it, but I'm like, it's not getting more interesting. It's not getting better to look at. And
so in today's emails, I'll just reread everything I wrote in the email. So for today, we're going to discuss.
That's it. Honestly, that's all it is. And so I did a show recently, and I was on IG, and they were asking about, attendance for these online shows. And I'm like, look, some of them are great. Some of them aren't great. And you have to understand, you're giving them a place to escape to. And people want it, but they also I switch my mood like that. We all, so it's very possible they're going to want to do it and then they don't show up or whatever.
Or they're in it for a little bit and then they leave.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, whatever works. Like, but for me, what I've discovered more than not is that people are zoomed out depending on the day, if it's a work day, the time, but also like at the 11th hour, like, every time I do a show, and I'll do it today, I go live just before the show, like 30 minutes or whatever. And I'm like, reminder, the show is coming. Because first of all, even when things are, functional and we're at our best, most people aren't always at their best. So let's be honest. They're doing the best they can. No, they're not. They minimally function on a regular basis. Never mind now. But even then, like, it's hard to promote. And people are like, oh, you're doing a thing? I didn't know. And I'm like, I sent you 65 messages and posts and whatever. I feel like it's all I talk about. And yet, you're just, I didn't know. So now you cannot expect people to retain it. And in fairness, how could you? How could they possibly? So I go on, no matter what I do, I'll go on live before the thing. And I'm like, reminder. And then all of a sudden, bing, 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 bing. Just the DMs are going crazy. People want to watch the show. And I'm like, I'm happy to have you. But
yeah, it's last minute. Yeah, it's very last minute. Yeah, I mean, I send out reminders constantly, and I'll put it in the story, and I don't post it 100 times, and I'll go live, or I'll put it in the story, or I'll put it on Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah.
Because people forget, or they fall asleep. I mean, I've done it. And I'm like, oh, I want to watch this or do this, and then I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, or I'm in the middle of something and I completely forgot. It happens. It is what it is.
I'm staring down the barrel of a rosé, and I'm not that's it.
All of a sudden, you're like, woo, and you're like, I totally forgot. Like, I mean, I almost was like, forgot that I scheduled this for 7 instead of 8 because I normally do it at 8. And I had like totally conked out. I was just like, and all of a sudden my friend's messaging me and I'm just like, oh my God, like I have to do it.